Hello honey bunnies, welcome to Ray's World. I've missed you guys, and first of all, apologies for the little glow, the lighting is terrible, but it's all groovy baby. So I made a plan for a video and I was really excited about it, and then I woke up and started going into the day, and God started putting something else on my heart. And yeah, I always want to be spirit-led, so it's good. I was like, my first thought was like, for crying out loud, I've already planned a video, but no, praise the Lamb. I love the spontaneism, and I don't have a plan, I'm just gonna speak, so help God. Today I really want to talk about worship. I want to talk about singing in the rain. I want to talk about singing, worshipping God in the difficult times, worshipping God when you don't feel like it, worshipping God when you're questioning even his existence, when you don't feel filled with joy and faith, when you feel oppressed, because it's worship that shifts gears. Honestly, God is so real, guys. He's so powerful, and worship, times of worship is so powerful because he fills you back up with life. And God is speaking to me about that at the moment, just about worshipping him and singing in the rain, singing in the difficult situations. I don't even know where I'm gonna go with this, but I'm just gonna start with just, you know, what happened a couple of weeks ago. And I managed to go to Paris a couple of weeks ago, which was so sick. And if you haven't seen the video, I'll put it in the link. I'll put the link in the bio so you can watch my little trip to Paris. But before Paris, I said a really serious prayer because I was doubting where God has placed me. I was really doubting everything. And I just said a little prayer. I was like, Jesus, I need you to speak to me right now. I need you to talk to me and tell me, show me, nudge me in a different direction if I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And yeah, that it was really just a simple prayer. Oof, give it to God. Going to Paris, yippee. And throughout the whole weekend, the same thing was coming up in my heart. And that was about having perspective, having God's perspective, and choosing joy and choosing gratitude. And I was just thinking a lot about those things, and it was really interesting because whilst I was in Paris, I was taken up to really high places. Like we went up the Eiffel Tower, we went up the Notre Dame, and we spent some time looking over the city, looking down, and observing just everything. And something that was coming to mind a lot was flip. Sometimes we can feel like our situations and our problems, or where we are right now, is so big, but actually in the grand scheme of things, from God's perspective, it's very small, and it is just a little chapter in our life. Your hard times in your life, you will grow so much as a person. And I was just thinking about those things, and I love God so much. I love how he speaks, because yes, he was speaking to me in my own heart, just in the silence. These things were coming up in my heart, coming to mind a lot, and but also it was coming up in lots of different conversations. And I would go on social media and there would be posts about this topic, or blog posts, and just loads of things were coming into my path about having perspective and singing in the rain, worshipping God when it's actually difficult to do that. And this morning I just went into a time of worship with God, and I felt a bit, I felt a bit dried up. I felt a bit just filled with my own thoughts, and I went in and just sang in the rain, and I just felt filled back up again. God, when you go into worship, God, yes, we're worshipping him and it's for him, but he gives back almost like double the amount we could ever give to him, because he fills you with life. He fills you with life. He fills you with perspective. He fills you with joy. He fills you with peace. And unfortunately, what we can do is, when we're in that funk, we can blame God, or we can run away from God and then start to go to things that the world gives you. Going to those things that, you know, we're hungry for something and we're like, we need to satisfy this hunger, so we go to these things that will never satisfy, and God is the one that will satisfy you. So I just want to say, babe, sing in the rain. If you are not feeling it at the moment, if you're doubting everything, if you're doubting where you are, if you're questioning yourself, doubting God, you're blaming God, all of those things, I'm saying you can totally trust God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. Life is not always peachy clean. Yes, there is joy and happiness every single day, but there are also battles every single day. Don't give up. Don't give up on your faith. Don't quit. Keep worshipping God. Keep singing his praise. Rejoice in the Lord with all of your heart. Rejoice in the Lord, even when you're not feeling it. And I met a couple of people recently in different scenarios where they both actually had the same life situation going on in their life. And one of them had a real negative perspective on the situation. And the other person was still praising God, still filled with joy. And I just suddenly thought, Flip, it really is a choice. God gives you the choice. And I just actually want to, this has just popped into my mind. So I just want to read this verse to you quickly. When it comes to perspective, guys, sometimes we ask God for things that actually he's given us the freedom to choose, because, you know, God created us to be powerful, to make great decisions, to look after our mental health, to tend the garden of our hearts, to cultivate intimacy with God. He's given us a lot of power almost. And he really cares about freedom. So it is a choice whether you sing in the rain and you focus on the good things and you have gratitude and you thank God for everything he's doing. You have a choice to focus and dwell on those things, and that will change you on the inside. And or you can do the opposite. You can dwell on the negativity and the hopelessness and the situation. You can see the problem in front of you and not see God. But, you know, our problems give us an opportunity to have great faith, to look at God and look at God, basically, because he will bring you through. And I've been thinking recently as well, when I think about the chapters in the past of things that I have breakthrough in now that I was begging God for in the past. And, you know, and now there's a tension, there's things that I want to get breakthrough in that I haven't got yet, but I know because God is faithful and this is a journey, and God is for me, he is for you. I know that I'm going to get those breakthroughs because of who God is. It can be difficult, it can feel like a wilderness, it can feel like a dry land sometimes, but there is abundance for you every single day. You might feel dried up, but there is abundance for you. God gave you abundant life, and worship is a key to just accessing the rivers of life that God just imparts into your heart. And I just want to read this to you. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 19, and it says, "This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now," and this is saying to us, "now choose life, so that you and your children may live, that you may love the Lord your God, listen to his voice and hold fast to him. For the Lord is your life, and he will give you many years in the land he swore to give you your fathers." This is saying, God is saying to us, babes, choose life. I've given you a choice. The perspective that you decide to have is yours. So, my loves, you might be feeling no faith right now. You might feel so distant from God. You might feel so hopeless about the future. I pray that your heart is filled with hope and joy right now. And I pray that you're able to have those times in worship where God just brings a brand new perspective, and that you can sing in the rain. Yes, pow pow. Awesome. Okay guys, well, I love you all, and I will see you hopefully next week. Mwah.